Welcome back
Welcome back
to another episode.
So just listen and don't be a chode with your stupid comments about being foodies.
Oh, you're gonna bring that up? That don't matter.
I'm gonna bring it up first thing because I love getting comments.
I was gonna say Brian lives for this.
I love it. Bring it.
We want the interaction, whether it be good or bad.
I don't even care because I want a bunch of randoms commenting so we can do a whole episode on it. You know how they do those? Sometimes they do have celebrity, like, I hate that term. Celebrities reading comment, like nasty comments about them online, and they're just laughing about it. Mm-hmm. That's my goal. To have nasty comments of just random people out there that think they're the shit because they watch the podcast.
Yeah.
When they don't have the
ability.
They
watched ours.
Yeah. And they don't have the ability to have their own, but let's mock people who have one. You know, because it takes some sort of skill to have, 160-something episodes. And keep having something to say that's original and not over, like, we're not regurgitating the same thing over and over. Even if we talk about topics.
But we always have new info.
But we always have different angles or something like that. So recognize and suck it. Yeah.
We'll do a video of that for Instagram. Don't forget.
Okay, I already forgot. What are we doing?
Who am I?
I'm Rob Burgundy? Okay, so what did you have? I know you had something you wanted to say.
Say something, I'm giving up.
I'm already falling asleep.
I'm gonna just sing this whole episode. Brian's face, priceless.
And in one of our lowest rated episodes ever.
Who knows? It might be top. I was very surprised at some of these episodes, how the viewership on topics that I thought would never.
Yeah.
But anyways, awesome. Thank you for watching. Thanks for being here and clicking on us.
Well, please, I don't want you here, but thanks for listening. God knows I
the video, I mean watching the video. Damn.
Video killed the radio star.
How about that? That MTV is like no longer.
Pretty much.
Did you hear about that?
Oh, I didn't hear anything new, but.
Well, like for a couple weeks ago,
no.
MTV shut down.
What?
Yeah, shut down. No longer exists. I was watching this interview on a podcast, and they asked the guy who was like president or like on the board of MTV 20 years. She asked him like, "What do you think killed MTV?" He goes, "The internet." And I started laughing, and then he's like, "Well, instead of sitting and watching MTV and hoping you'll see your music video or not, you could just go online and Google it, YouTube it." And I was like, "Damn, that's so true." But MTV had it's a nostalgia. It's a nostalgia for.
Well, this says end of an era. MTV pulling plug on global music channels.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not going to do anything international or global. So it's probably just going to have. Well, for me, what I think really hurt MTV was reality shows and going away from music videos, and TRL and things that we enjoyed. It was all just shows. And it was just, this is boring, reality and competition. I didn't, just show me the videos.
I was like, I remember in high school getting ready and I would just have MTV on and listen to the top.
Staying up late at night and just watching videos. And the videos back in the 80s and 90s were so much fun.
They were.
They told stories and everything. It was great. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like sad for me for a minute, and then I was just like, I don't even watch it.
Well, I had like a mix. You know how we would do mixtapes for radio? I had a mixtape of videos that I would do on VHS. Yeah. So I just kick back and just play all the videos I love. It was great.
I would record them on the VHS.
Uh-huh.
Because that's what we were able to do during that time when I was in high school.
Yeah.
But yeah, it kind of sucks. But also, they did talk about how things changed, like the MTV Music Awards. Most of all these shows, the Emmys, the Oscars, Grammys, MTV Music, VMAs, it changed. It's not the same anymore.
It's not fun.
You used to be able. The girl that was asking the questions to the former head of MTV or whatever, she was like, it used to be crazy. So you couldn't expect what would happen. Something crazy would happen. Dangerous, and it's just there's none of that anymore.
That makes sense now because on Paramount I was watching was it Landman or Tulsa King, and it
Uh-huh.
would be like MTV, you know. And now this last season there was no MTV; it was just Paramount. So maybe that the film division, because they would put out like I think Beavis and Butthead was
Yeah,
MTV
Beavis and
produced.
Butthead, Ion Flux.
Yeah, because they put movies out. It was MTV had a movie division, and then they had like they partnered with Paramount apparently Viacom. So it's like
Yeah.
And
We're
I
talking
noticed
about Viacom.
I noticed that this last season Tulsa King, there was no MTV. There's no it was just Paramount.
It's an end of an era. It's like when Blockbuster closed down.
It all happens. 8-tracks went
All
away.
comes to an end.
Albums, laser discs,
I know. Remember
cassette
Laserdisc?
tapes. Yeah,
I still have cassette tapes.
My mom has a lot of them because my dad had a lot of cassette tapes, and then between that and my storage unit full of records.
Yeah.
Holy crap! Anybody want to buy a record collection? About 50,000. It's yours. But anyway,
Email us.
V&Brian against
at gmail.com.
My mom did because they're all in the good, not meant but good category, and she did say it was around $66,000 as far as what the books say that these are worth at an average middle of the road price.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Because it's that many. I mean, seriously, there's that many.
It's a good collection.
A lot of like
50s
and 60s and 70s music,
records there. Yeah, so it was kind of a sad moment because I grew up on MTV, but at the same time, this gentleman that she was interviewing said that they refuse, like the executives refuse to put money into the channel. Yeah. So if you're not going to invest in your own business, at one point or another, it's going to end, or it's just bankrupts. So it's kind of sad that it went away, but the Moon Man is no longer.
To say goodbye to yesterday. Goodbye. Thanks for listening.
Okay, bye.
No, wait. So, what do you want to talk about? Is anything like spicy going on?
I had a
right
segue
now?
to this and I lost it. We mentioned it earlier, but anyways, I'd like to expand on. By the way, love that I posted about promoting one of our most recent episodes about the horrible interviews. The GQ interview with Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
We were at I think 1,000 now views on that reel that I posted.
Nice.
Which means people understand. I even got a message from one of our followers it was horrendous.
Okay. Well,
so it's good interaction. I'm glad people are on the same page. In the comments, I was dying, laughing. But I wanted to continue on with the lovely and most hated person in the world, next to Nick Fuentes.
Well, gosh,
next to Trump.
It's hard to keep up because it was
everyone hates
Trump,
everyone.
and then Elon, and then Trump again, and then Elon again, and then Tucker, and then Nick Fuentes, which rightfully so in a lot of ways there. But now. The next one up,
Candace Owens. Candace Owens, man. I said it before. There's some Candace Owens fatigue because everyone and anyone, everyone's mom, dad, sister, brother, cousin, newborn that hasn't even been, the baby that hasn't even come out yet is talking about it. And I would just like to say, can you just stop and let me watch my reality show? Which is the Candace Owens Show.
You can watch it.
Because everyone is literally losing their fucking mind over her.
And you know what's crazy?
No, tell me what's crazy.
Because we both said this, and I'm pretty sure you were probably headed down this path, so I probably stole the thunder a little bit.
No, it's fine.
But when everyone is coming at you, everybody, then you know you're over the target.
Something's
you're there.
Something's there.
Something is rotten in Denmark.
Something.
Or in France. Or in
Delaware.
Or in Egypt. Or in Delaware. Or in Cairo.
Delaware.
I didn't realize all these... I knew that CIA, Mossad, and Saudis were always involved in everything we did.
Yeah.
But now the Egyptians, the French... But yeah, okay, so
learn something new every day.
And I understand the Candace thing. She's even I was listening to her, because I want to know what she has to say. I'm I'm caught up in it.
It's a form
and
of
sometimes I
entertainment.
understand it's she's a little much at times.
I love it though.
But
Is it because I'm petty?
Maybe. Well, no, you're not petty. But that thing was, I demand to know this and I demand to know that, and you will tell. It's like, girl, first
I love it though.
they don't have to call you to answer your yes or no question because you know damn well none of these things are yes or no answers. And I love when debaters do that. It's like, you ever seen the Jubilees and stuff? They're like, yes or no.
Okay, yeah.
And they'll answer a question. It's like, this is nowhere near a yes or no answer.
Look, Jubilee, you already know how I feel about Jubilee.
And Surrounded, oh my God.
Because, first of all, isn't it like a left-leaning or
it goes both ways.
Call it? No, I think it's run by left-leaning. It's supposed to go both ways, but it's run by left-leaning.
They've had, because they had Charlie Kirk on there. And it was all leftist, but they've had liberal, like they had, I think, Destiny on there, and who's a very strong liberal person, even though he's not smart at all. But they had conservatives surrounded. They've had an atheist with Christians. They've had a Christian with atheists. They do go back and forth because they pick someone and then they surround them by 20 people who don't agree with their worldview. They're
supposed to show both sides.
So. I don't know who the company's run by. You're right. I don't know.
Yeah, I think. Well, when Blair White went on the show, and all of them fucking attacked her, but the minute any conservative person tried to question or answer someone who's left leaning or liberal, no one from Jubilee stepped in to allow a conservative person to answer. And Blair White was saying, you know, you ask questions, but you don't let us answer. And then she would look at the people from Jubilee, and they didn't do shit. So, that's why... But Jubilee makes my blood boil, so I can't watch it much. I think
they're all so pointless.
The Blair White one was the one and only that I watched. I would love to have seen... Look, this is my reality TV show, all right? I would have loved to see the Candace Owens one with the feminists. Yeah. She was... 9 months pregnant? Yeah. So I wanted to see the patience she had.
Her and the Piers Morgan one were really fascinating.
Yeah, and it's just, I love seeing this stuff because her facial expression, kind of like with the CNN interview, it's hilarious. The intern laughs every time when I showed her that. Yeah. When I showed her the GQ, I just like to analyze people's facial expressions and their tone of voice and like their responses, the physical behavior. And y'all are ruining it for me. No, you're not. I don't really give a fuck.
So keep watching.
Keep watching. A lot of the comments on some of these people on Instagram because they just keep ripping into her, which, right, I mean, you can do whatever you want. But it's funny because you rip into her, but then you're, like, not making sense with what you're saying. And people comment, it just shows that you just watch clips and not the actual episode, and then they get riled up, and I'm like, see?
They watch the influencer. They watch the influencer who show a 20-second clip, and then break down as to why she's quote crazy. Like I said, she's put in that Britney Spears, Wendy Williams, Kanye West, because she stopped being on the side of the great and powerful Oz, the behind the curtain. Yeah. And now that she's already been, because Brigitte and friends, they hate her because she's called out that Brigitte's a man. Yeah. It's true. It's obvious that she is. And did you hear that? You've heard it. You've listened to it about Charlie calling her, then Trump calling her, and saying, well, the Ukraine deal's in trouble because if you don't stop talking about it. Yeah. And then when she tied... You go ahead, because she tied the Delaware hangar, those 2 jets... The Delaware hangar, who's owned by a French company to paint jets, but the number 2 investor is an Israeli company.
I don't know what you're talking about because every time someone brings that up, it's like, show the receipts. Aren't those receipts?
Yeah, because she
found research, not receipts.
Well, if you know how it is. If it's research that goes against your worldview, then it doesn't count.
But that's what I'm saying. But
and for the average person, why would you get upset if this is true?
That's what I'm saying.
If Delaware is, because she broke down all the transgender communities.
I know that the latest one. I was like, oh my god,
the kids' surgeries.
What did we say? What have we been saying about the Epstein list? That everything's tied into everything, and now she said that Epstein was tied into all that shit too. Yeah. And it's like, oh wow, look, when are we gonna get our thanks? Or oh, you were right. You were right because we all
but people have tied it mad at us for just talking of just saying, hey, this is what's going on.
Do you really think? Look. I never can say this clearly because every time I say liberal, every time I say transgender, you guys think it's the normal average person, and it's not who I'm talking about.
True.
I've said it many times. We both have. True transgender people don't behave in the manner that we see on social media and all these people saying my rights are taken away. No.
Yep.
None of this is true for a true transgender person. And if you pay attention, which we have said it's an agenda, and all of it is nonstop coming from one country that controls the narrative of the United States, which is sad, and how it plays into everything. She just said, and believe it or not, you don't have to believe everything she says, and I'm not saying that I believe everything she says.
Question things she says.
But the fact that you can connect the dots with this stuff, where she said, Delaware with the French, right? The buildings are owned by French companies and, like, I guess political officials.
And it makes sense if Delaware is the first, one of the first states.
Yeah.
Was it the first state? Or was that Rhode Island? It was one of the first states, and if the French helped us with the, our independence and getting going, it would make sense their fingerprints were all over those first few colonies.
Yeah, I just think it's funny how it's a triangle.
Yes.
Of the buildings owned
King
by that.
Street.
Yeah, and then to say that there's the core base of transgender agenda ideology in there, and then to say, is it a senator? Is the very first trans congressional official, and I literally was like, because it's connecting dots. Even if you don't believe it, you're like.
And what is Brigitte?
She
transgender.
She's a man, but you guys didn't. I mean, we still talk about Big Mike sometimes. I hear people talking about Big Mike. Poor Joan Rivers died because she flat out said Michelle Obama was a man.
So we've already had a gay president.
She knew she was going to die.
She said, we've already had a gay president, and everybody knows that Michelle is a she said it, and then the anesthesia? Sorry.
She died.
Yeah.
And it's sad because she...
And
my understanding is she told her daughter she was going to die,
and his chef just mysteriously died.
And it keeps getting brought up, but then it disappears. The chef got brought up recently, I want to say maybe like 3 months ago. And I'm like, where is this leading to? Because I want to hear it. Yeah. And then when the Epstein files were brought up, they started bringing up the people that have passed, other chefs, other, like, I don't know, towel boys, whatever you call them. There's different jobs specifically for these people that disappeared or passed away, unalived, took away, And it's funny that some of these people were coming out with tell-all books. Yet... I laugh because I'm like, what really is the issue?
It's like Virginia. Her tell-all book's coming out. Suddenly she committed suicide.
But what is the issue? Because Kamala came out with a book. That other lady, that Pierre lady, came out with a book.
But they didn't talk about this.
Really? I thought Kamala's book talked about about Joe Biden and
just
stuff.
Her time in the White House.
Okay.
And
I'll never read it. So.
Apparently just how she did everything and everybody held her back and it's everyone else's fault that she didn't make it. And she basically blamed everything for her failures because, she's never going to take responsibility for just being so unlikable that we didn't want her and her own party didn't want her. Because, here's $1 billion and all the CEOs and all the tech people and all the celebrities. Mm-hmm. But, sorry, we're not going to give you the extra 18 million votes that Joe Biden got. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're back to 66 million like every other Democrat gets.
I guess me venting, talking about all this is you guys, you don't have to do anything, but I urge you all to watch and listen and pay attention with an open mind because the recent episode, not today's, yesterday episode of Candace Owens, I literally had to text Brian.
Yeah.
And I said, oh my God, she mentioned that TP USA, right? TP USA.
Turning Point, yeah.
TP USA responded and said, we'll do a live debate or whatever. We'll answer all the questions, which we all know.
Now that they have all those staged answers.
Yeah. Which we know. I was like, okay.
Now that the shredders are like.
Now that they have the script.
The shredders have been working overtime. Seriously. Hey, 3 months later, we'll go ahead and debate you now.
So, I'm sorry. You can't sit here and tell me, or type away, you keyboard warriors, that, she's insane, all this stuff. We have seen this type of pattern in the past. She brings up JFK, like Charlie Kirk. I mean, we're not dumb. And she has said it. I have not asked support from anyone to be like, go defend me. She's like, you guys are defending me. Because we are all waking up. We may not agree with the things she says. Like you said, she could be a little over the top with certain things.
Sometimes.
Demanding things, yes.
Yeah.
But
she knows her shit.
I've seen people who don't even support her going, oh my God, she's onto something. And I'm going to listen because it makes sense. But no, people still fight it. And I just want to say, the more you influencers fight it and jump on that bandwagon to go against her, the more it makes obvious that you're accepting a paycheck from someone.
Oh, absolutely.
The more it makes obvious that you are threatened
by
information.
That many people go after someone, you know something's up.
Yes. The more you are making it obvious that you are just going along with the trend. But when I'm going to keep eating my popcorn because I'm waiting for this to backfire. Everyone immediately was like, oh, she already changed the time. She can't do it. And I'm like, you guys make no sense whatsoever.
Well, you said to me about what they said, what you thought about in the middle of her podcast.
Yeah.
And then she said it.
So they said, okay, we invite you to come onto this live and we'll answer the questions. We'll go over all the information. And I was living for it because Candace in a debate, whether she's right or wrong, she will blatantly state whatever she has in her mind that are facts. And then if something is wrong, she'll debate it. Or she has on her shows that I was incorrect about this.
I was wrong here, wrong there. Yeah.
So why not? Why not? Yeah, if she's wrong, I want to hear her say she's wrong.
Yeah.
But no, everyone fights it. And I'm like, guys, this is a debate. We want to see this debate, whether you think she's right or wrong. But as soon as she said that, she's like, okay, I'll do it. And then she says, any day, any time, we could do tomorrow. And then she said, what was it? She said, I will, any day, any time. And she's like, but in the meantime, no assassination. And I literally my jaw dropped. Yeah. And I was like, because when she said I accept it, in my head I said, if she accepts this and she does it, they're going to assassinate her.
Yes.
And she said, as long as there's no assassination attempts, and she smirked, and I literally texted Brian. I was like, oh my God. I was like, she said what I was thinking. Yeah. And then I jumped the gun because I paused it, and I texted you. Yeah. And then when I continued watching it, she was like, everyone's blowing up the chat saying, like, don't do it, you're going to get assassinated. She was like, guys, it would make it obvious that they did it if that happened. She's like, I'm not worried about it. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like,
well, the assassination attempt wasn't from TPUSA. You listen to that, right?
But they're all part of the
French
circle.
Legion and the Macrons put a hit on her. Looks like.
Yeah.
And that's because she has sources everywhere. She has, people everywhere that feed her information. They're like, I'm not going on the record, so she can't actually come forward and say this so and so and this so and so and this so and so, but. Yeah. Like I said, she's been updating her timeline. She's like, I got this wrong, or I said this wrong, or whatever. It's it's just fascinating to me. I look at it as she's just throwing out stuff that I had no idea.
No, but we have suspicion.
But I had no idea that France and the government would be so involved.
No, that I didn't. Yeah. But small suspicions of this is associated possibly with maybe
and
Macron is trying to get
Egypt, and
Egypt blew me away. I was like, wow. But she did tie into she said, we would have to wait and see it. This is why I want this debate to happen, because I want to see her present this information. And this is what I thrive on. When you watch someone try to act they're okay, that they were caught in a lie, or oh shit moments. Yeah. That is the most important thing to watch.
Yeah, it is.
And people don't get it. They're all like, oh, yeah. No, let this happen. No matter how long, I hope it happens soon, but no matter how long it takes, we need to see this. The sooner the better, because, like you said, they'll write scripts, they'll cover up things.
Like I said, the shredders have done their jobs, and the shredders have been shredded. So it's now that it's like, if everything was so clean above board, everything was just so legit, and it was just poor Charlie, some furry just took him out with a miraculous shot. then you think they would have come forward immediately, but like, hey, Candace, like immediately, but like, no. And here's what this is, and here's the neighborhood, and here's this company, here's this company, here's the hangar, and this is why these planes were here, and this was the manifest list, and here's who's on this, and the plane that went to transponder off the day of the shooting. This is why, and here's the reasoning. And they would have been like, dude, no, this, we loved him. This is not us,
Their responses are very telling.
And it's like, but no, when you shut down, and not only that you shut down and you don't give any answers, but then you go into attack mode.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing if they would have like, because with Charlie, they awoke a monster in Candace. They
not just her, a lot of people.
But she is on a absolute
she's on a
mission, and people are like, what is, she's off the rails. It's like her best friend was murdered live in front of the world, doing what he loved for free speech, speaking out. And she already had concerns because of the donors that were pushing him, Bibi Netanyahu that were pushing him, the, quote, intervention that Charlie said that they tried to force on him at the Hamptons that she talked about, say Israel, because it's always, I don't care. I know there's words because we're on YouTube.
It doesn't matter.
I don't understand that because to me that's just a form of forced censorship, but still.
Well, they already have it.
But when the planes came out, because she stumbled upon that. Mm-hmm. Why are they going to Cairo every time and then to Delaware? And what president did we just have that's from Delaware?
And don't say, oh, that doesn't count as receipts, because she was not the first one to say that.
No.
It was some random dude.
It came to her through someone else.
It was some random dude who posted a video literally, I think, 2 days after the Charlie Kirk assassination, who said these planes flew, and he was like, I don't know much information, like how it relates, but he's like, I think it's weird. And he did the flight numbers, and then she started talking about it. Because
he had the account that you can track tail numbers for up to, 6 months?
Yeah, I mean, he nailed it.
And then she reported it. Still, yeah.
She reported it, and now they're all like, that's not true. So are you saying the guy who did it first it's not true
And you're saying the FAA tracking data isn't true?
Yeah.
Because that's tail numbers. Yeah. It's not Candace Owens' speculation number. No, because you have to file flight logs everywhere you go for the tails. Yeah. They're like license plates for cars. Mm-hmm. And so you're telling me she's just, I mean, and again, I know there's people out there that don't think there's any corruption in the world, so this is all but my thing is, because I talked about this with someone working, it's like they were getting upset. And it's like, why are you getting mad that someone is trying to piece this together? I mean, they seriously just they want the blue pill. They want to stay in that battery pod, just thinking that life is legit and the steak is delicious and chewy. They don't want to, and it's like those people. That's fine. You don't want to believe anything. Like anything we talk about, you don't want to. If you don't want to buy in or believe anything, because it's something we say, that's fine. But just don't get angry. That people are mad, and it's like I know we're just every time something happens, we're all riled up about everything. But if you don't want to know, you don't care. Just don't listen to her. Don't listen to the story. Yeah. And 6 months from now, when it comes out, because that's conspiracy theory time. Yeah. I don't want to see anybody then coming back saying, "Oh wait, what?" No. My thing. Told you so. My thing right here.
I am thriving. I'm like living for this. Okay. And
forget Baldoni and Blake Lively. I want this.
I was thinking about that the other day too. It's like, again, I've said it so many times. Brian and I need to do a huge whiteboard and connect the dots so you guys understand exactly what she's doing, timelines. But when she said all this stuff, we've always said everything relates. Everything relates. So I started thinking these other podcasts that I watch, and I'm just talking about like celebrity trash gossip. Like I like that kind of stuff because it's just entertainment. Keyword entertainment. And I use my discernment, which people don't do nowadays.
A lot of people probably don't know what that means.
Yeah, no. Anyways.
Too big a word for them.
If I say it simpler, they still be like, So, because I will give you the best example. I saw a comment on one of the influencers that we follow that I'm about to unfollow because he's obsessed with Candace right now.
Oh, that guy still is?
Yeah. And I'm just like...
So that means paychecks, man.
And someone asked him that, and he put a clown emoji. And I was like, okay.
Otherwise,
I don't know. It could be a possibility.
Otherwise, why else would you get so mad?
Right. So, anyways, you could just say, she's nuts, I don't believe her, believe what you want, but I'm done talking about her. So you're saying she's reaping the benefits off the death of her best friend, and it's disgusting. Yeah, you keep talking about her. You're reaping the benefits of the views,
And
the
she already
comments,
has
all
like
that
a
stuff.
top 10 podcast worldwide anyway. So what benefits is she really reaping?
I think it's
She already
fine.
one of the top rated
She's been up
podcasts
there. Yeah.
for a long. She's traveled and toured with Charlie Kirk for TP USA.
Yeah.
She's done conventions. She's done campus tours. She already's reaped all the whirlwinds you reap in that business and that platform. So if somebody who works at that too is like, well, she's just getting rich off of it. She's already freaking. What do you mean? She's already got money. She doesn't need to do this. She wants to because her best friend got killed on live TV, on live stream. And no one's telling her the truth, and everything doesn't make sense from them taking the cameras to the SD card, the SD cards to that whole area. From my understanding, repaving the whole area he was sitting, just saying, "Oh well, we had a construction plan, anything," and then you give some fake scripted text from a furry. Oh, and he's the one who did it.
That's the comment
while
that
he's eating Dairy Queen.
That's the comment that I saw. And didn't that Dairy Queen shut down?
Shut down. It's gone.
That shut down. Okay, so what are we hiding? So I saw a comment that said, why are we even entertaining this idea when they said they have the text, they have, it was the trans guy's boyfriend or whatever. Like, why is this even brought up? And I was like, how dumb are you? How dumb? You ate the cookie that they gave you. Okay, like, I don't understand.
And I bet you a lot of these same people, if you were to say JFK was a conspiracy and killed by, JFK was probably killed by the government. Yeah, the government poisons us. The government poisoned our food and our water. Well, they probably had a hand in Charlie Kirk. No. Yeah. It was the furry.
Yeah. Right.
Like,
right.
Wait.
So I just don't get it. Like, the comment was, the evidence is all there, and I'm like, what evidence? We have not heard about this fucker. Yeah. That supposedly killed him. We haven't heard about him in weeks. People are like, why are we not talking about him?
Where's the trial? Where's anything?
Why are we not talking? Where is he? Why did they disappear? Because
the furry guy disappeared.
Yeah.
They couldn't find him. He's gone.
It's gone. The apartment's empty. All that
he's
stuff.
He's MK Ultra, and he's out somewhere living a different life. He's now a copy salesman or something like that. Or he works for Staples. Yeah. No offense to Staples employees. No, but he's living life. I'll use he's a produce guy now. He's just stocking apples. Yeah. He has no memory of what happened to him before. I've been watching Stranger Things, and it's like MK Ultra all over. And
these comments are hilarious because I'm just like, you're
you think they're real? Are they people we know, or are they bots? You think?
No, I think it's legitimate. I mean, someone wrote a comment like, "Wow, these bots are botting today," and they're like, "Oh, you're a fucking bot," and they just go off, and I'm like, guys, you're so dumb. Like, I think that was a legitimate person that said, the evidence is all there. It was him, the transgender, and I'm like, guys.
And so was Oswald, the book depository, and Magic Bullets. Yeah. Until he went to go, and then was shot right in front of TV cameras. And then the guy who shot him was killed, and the guy who shot him was killed. It's like, it's not, it is funny.
It is because it's dumb. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, it sometimes just does not pay to have common sense.
I don't care. I have to throw this in there because I know this happens a lot, especially when I've seen, because we were so disgusted with the reaction of Kurt death. Yeah. This isn't about how you felt about Charlie. This isn't about if you agreed with anything he said. I don't care. Mm-hmm. That was the whole point, is he wanted to create conversations and have dialogue and debate. Mm-hmm. So you not liking this or remembering what he was about actually was the whole point of what he was doing. My thing is, if these governments and these people took out someone to shut him down and shut him up for having free speech, which we all should want and we all should revere, don't you think we should find out if our governments are trying to keep the biggest of us, the brightest of us, the most celebrity of us, and shut us up? Because if you can shut up Charlie Kirk and they can threaten Candace Owens, what the hell can they do to you sitting there at home watching TV on your iPhone 17, scrolling Facebook, commenting on something? No, they can just delete and erase that, because who are you?
They can show up at your door.
They just delete it. Like you see, algorithm stuff disappears all the time, and what are you going to do about it? Nothing. So that's why I care so much about it. It's not because it's Charlie Kirk. I mean, it's sad because even though I questioned so much about his life. Erica, was it a legitimate relationship? Was it Lavender? Was she put in there? Because her family's connected to the DOD or connect the Romania thing with the foundation, the pageantry, Miss Arizona, Trump pageants. I don't know. Was she put in there to watch him, to nudge him? Not that Charlie ever knew, but it's like if he starts saying Israel, it's like she can say, honey, honey, honey. It's okay. Just stay the course. Just keep doing what you're doing.
I don't know, man. Look.
Is she the honeypot or what?
I know everyone, and I hate saying this, everyone grieves differently. But if I fucking was married to someone that I loved, and they were shot live, everyone saw it, it's all over the place, you would not see me for months. I would not be on the show talking, like a week later? I wouldn't be doing this big-ass celebration in Arizona and crocodile tears. Because I don't see them tears. I really don't.
Yeah, there's one thing about being prepared for something like this might have happened, but when it does happen, there's no way you can hold it together.
Then you're a psycho.
There's no way you hold it together.
There's no way. Yeah. And I think she did a recent interview and, like, same thing. Like, where are the tears? Like, dude, when Junior passed, yeah. I just put the PJ that Junior last wore on Obi the other day, and I was bawling.
Yeah.
Couldn't even speak. And I hate to say it, that was a dog. Okay? Yeah. It was a pet. It was a part of the family. Yeah. But we're talking about your husband.
I know. And the father of your children.
Yes.
And like your children now don't have a father, and you have to raise them by yourself, and your voice isn't even cracking.
Thank you. Look, that's just our opinion, opinion.
It's just the questions that I ask.
It's questionable.
Because with both of our critical thinking kind of psych backgrounds.
Yes.
This woman, I'm not saying that she needed to go, like, into hiding and not be able to, like, I'm stepping down from CEO. But, so with the public speaking in the interview so quick. There's a lot of wives, they couldn't, if their husband died, or spouses, I should say spouse, because that probably couldn't eulogize their own spouse in just a normal terms of death. Like, if he was just sick or got in a car accident. Yeah. She had to watch him go do that. I mean, that was horrific.
Yeah.
And her, like I said, and that's why because of who her parents are and who she's connected to, I'm like... Even if you
don't understand that or believe what Brian was talking about, the one thing she said, I found out he got shot and then my phone died. You telling me you're not running to find that fucking charger and call back the person that told you that? Be like, what the fuck happened? Tell me everything. I know. How does that make sense?
And then you're taking pictures of the casket. You're taking pictures of the open casket.
Remember I told you that? I was like, she posted a video.
You're doing a public show. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's really fucking weird.
That's what makes me question everything. Is was this like because everything's an act. Everything's a show.
Yeah, everything's a show.
Was that a public show to the people watching saying, we got him. Look, this could be you.
Speak up and look at it, yeah.
Look here, Mr. President. This could be you if you don't, hey, you got to sit down with Gates. You got to sit down with Pfizer. You got to sit down with Zuckerberg. Yeah. You're going to sit down with Netanyahu. You're going to do these things. Yeah. Or that's Barron. That's Ivana. Yeah. That's Jared. That's Junior.
Yeah, or they're all involved. I mean, we don't know. Everything is...
I think that... I don't know if they were involved in that. I think they were leveraged. That's why I think... That's why when she said that Trump was actually called and said, please stop talking about Brigitte, I don't think it had anything to do with Ukraine. I think it had everything to do that he knew that one of them was going to be in mortal danger if they didn't stop. Because that ring that we talk about, how's the correct term, since we're not allowed to say the P word? Because, we're not allowed to say the word rape. We're not allowed to say rape or sexual assault or pedophile.
Say it.
Because we got to make sure that those words are eliminated so that they're normalized. Mm-hmm. Not to kind of transition a little bit. I saw a video about how the MAP people are trying to take over to where you don't call them the P word. You call them that because they need to have acceptance. Yeah, that's the next
it's
freaking
sexuality.
phase.
It's not a criminal.
And I thought about that on the way over. It's like, all these words, because we're on YouTube now, that we're not allowed, why can't, again, it's censorship.
No.
And this is why the Kirk thing bothers me, and I wanted to find out, because they can silence the biggest advocate for free speech.
Yeah. The
biggest, highest profile person you can think of, non-politician, what can they do to the rest of us? We already can't say certain words on this thing. Can't use certain music on these certain things.
Well, I mean, look what they're doing in the UK. You can't even do a meme.
Thought prayers. This guy's in jail for 2 years for praying in front of an abortion clinic.
But because he was Christian, but if it was a Muslim prayer, it'd be okay, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Funny how that works, right?
And we're just normalizing it all.
Yeah.
This New York thing where they want to teach, Islam, Arabic and letters and letters and alphabet, and people are like, why? And then of course that side's like, well, they should know. It's nice. It's good. And it's like,
okay,
you know what? Okay, then fine. Let's just go. And
let it play out. Fuck around, find
that's
out.
Why it's like that's why I get so. I'm more eccentric now as far as the politics. It's like you guys bicker and fighting over this, that, Trump, this, what, and you don't see the bigger fucking picture. That's just the big bulldozer, that big wrecking ball that's about to just tear through our society.
Yeah.
And destroy everything you know as you know it, and recreate it in their image. And we're all going to hate it. I say I'm morbid. I want it to happen. I want it. I mean, I don't know if it could affect the things we love to do. That's why I say enjoy it for the next 4 or 5 years.
Because then we could be like, fucking told you. Like,
and then maybe,
we've been warning.
Maybe people will rise up. Maybe people will fight back. Maybe. But it has to happen. You can't warn people because they don't believe in anything.
No.
They just want to sit home, have their food delivered to them, their groceries delivered to them, sit on their streaming sites, binge watching whatever they want to watch, and turn their brains off, and not think, and be. It's maddening to me that I don't even know what I want people to do, but I just want. I don't know. It's just there's got to be a way that you kind of get out of this haze and realize there is a bigger threat among us, and they are all actors. They're all for show. None of it's real. I mean, I got to dig into it, but they're talking about how Vance was probably thrust upon Trump I show you that video, and it's the AI angle and everything.
Yeah.
And they're like, you will take him.
Molded.
You will take him.
Yeah.
Even though I don't trust Vance at all. He hated Trump, and I don't trust this. This man's not a conservative, but he's in the back pocket of these people, and nothing's what it seems. Even the Epstein stuff. We talk about Epstein Island, and I had this real quick because do you know what Zorro Ranch is?
No.
Does anyone? I'll wait. Email us at v&brian@gmail.com. Zorro Ranch. It is
what is it?
It is the New Mexico ranch that Epstein owned, 30 miles southeast of Santa Fe. Spanning 10,000 acres, complete with a 26,000 square foot mansion, guest homes, stables, a private airstrip, a firehouse, and a rail line. And it was secretly once owned by Jeffrey Epstein. That's right. He acquired it in 1993 for about $12 million. Gosh dang it, this mouse doesn't want to work. I hate this when this happens.
What do you mean? Show me the receipts.
From New Mexico. He bought it from the New Mexico governor at the time. So it was a political house.
Of course he did. Bought it from a governor.
And leased to Epstein's shell company, Cypress Inc., for agricultural use, except no agriculture ever happened there. No livestock, no crops, just seclusion. So he used a shell company to buy it from a governor. Mm-hmm. And then it was not used for anything that the company is about, and it was just... The lease remained active until 2016, and despite his felony 2008 conviction. So despite him having a conviction in 2008, it remained in his lease in his shell company until 2016. And Virginia was there. This lady, Maria Farmer, an artist, was contracted with her and her 16-year-old daughter, and Ghislaine Maxwell and him, they, of course, had their way, and they had underground massage. Shantae Davis, there's a Jane Doe, all gave sworn testimony about what went on behind the scenes. Underage massages, nude photography, sexual abuse, and recruitment operation that stretched across state lines because they always used the girls to recruit other girls. Yeah. But he said that the one thing I didn't know about, the strangest revelation of all, Epstein's desire to seed the human race with his DNA. He wanted to use the Zorro Ranch as a eugenics lab. So he's basically American Eagle before American Eagle. But he wanted to impregnate multiple women at once and leave behind a legacy of genetically superior offspring. He wanted to knock all these... I heard that there was like a eugenics lab there, and that's where they did some experimentation and stuff like that. But yeah, nobody ever... if you say, like, what was Little St. James Island, people don't know. And they're like, that was Epstein Island, that's what it was called. People don't even know what it was called.
Yeah.
And all the things, and everything was underground there. They had the sub entrance. They had all the cruise lines that showed up. But yeah, so this is, again, this is what we talk about when it's like nothing, everything. And did you see, real quick, I don't want to jump in, but like two of the biggest people, I don't think, when Trump did the peace agreement for Israel and Gaza, which has since been blown apart.
Yeah.
But Hillary Clinton and John Legend both praised him for that.
Yeah.
Two people that hate Trump the most. Mm-hmm. And the theory was because Bill Clinton and John Legend's wife were heavily involved in all things Epstein. That was the deal. I'm not going to release this, not because Trump's on it, and not because conservatives are on the list or the files, but because all the actors and all these people are in on it. So when he decides I'm going to block or not allow it or redact things, now suddenly some of the liberals come forward saying Trump did an amazing job with the peace deal.
Yeah.
Kind of as a nod to him saying, thank you for covering for us. And it's not the Trump that he's covering for. He's covering for the elite and the actors.
They're all part of the club, guys.
They are all part of the club.
They're all billionaires, millionaires, and yet I hate that. People are saying, like, bankrupt billionaires, millionaires, and yet you support billionaires in Congress that are in your affiliated party, yet they don't give a shit about you. Lately, what have we learned with all this Epstein? Because I feel like we touch and go with Epstein all the time.
Yeah.
No one keeps push every day, every week.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who is getting called out and doesn't want to answer questions about Epstein?
Who?
Katie Couric.
Of course.
After his conviction in Florida, she went and he had a dinner party, and guess who was there? Katie Couric. She was questioned about it, and she doesn't want to answer questions. Why? Because you are part of the club.
And who was the one that helped the attorneys with depositions to help get him that conviction in 2008?
I don't know
who was the only rich billionaire that helped with the investigation? Donald J. Trump.
You're lying.
Nope. He was the only one of all the subpoenas, all the requests for depositions and help with the lawyer for the victims. He was the only one that came forward because at that point he wasn't a politician. And I don't think he was ever a part of the actual Epstein stuff that was going on. But once he stepped into that office and had control, could see the files, could redact the files, could control the files, that's when everything started.
I also would like to point out that there was recently this, I don't know, is he an author? He's a journalist. He calls himself a journalist. I don't know his name. He's some gay guy. And he I say it like that.
You can say it, I can't.
Because it's annoying. Like, how could you be like this? He's some journalist or movie maker. Stephen Bain, is that the guy that used to be part of Trump's cabinet the first round?
Bannon,
there you go.
He's not
Did
a
I say
journalist.
Stephen Bain?
I don't think he's a journalist.
No.
Nor is he
He's
gay.
not a journalist,
oh, okay.
but he was. I'm gonna talk about him.
Okay.
Him and this gay journalist did a documentary that I don't think ever aired about Epstein. They spent, I think, a year with Epstein or something like that.
Errol Morris?
I don't know the guy's name.
Okay.
I really don't fucking care.
Okay.
No one's gonna care because everyone looks past this.
That's true because you're mentioning Steve Bannon, who's a Trump guy, so they already tuned it out.
Which is he? Because I feel like he's against Trump.
He was.
Okay. Well, anyways, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
My point is, these two people were together to try and make this documentary of Epstein and try to reprogram the illness, the sickness, the twisted mind of wanting to engage with minors.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, we can reprogram him, we can put him in...
Sounds very MK Ultra.
Yeah. We can work with him and he won't do it again. And I'm like, what the fuck? So these two individuals, the journalist guy recorded stuff every time Epstein spoke. They would ask him questions and then they would record it. And he was talking about Trump, which again, they're all part of the same club. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Whether Trump's on the list or not, get them all. He was saying like, oh yeah, Trump is like an arrogant asshole, da da da, all this stuff.
Yeah.
He knows people. And then he was saying that he was so pissed because Trump bid on a property he wanted. This is Epstein saying this. And he was so pissed because Trump won. Mm-hmm. So do you really think this whole vendetta against Trump isn't because these people are so fucking pissed off of the things he does, the things he gets away with. You said it, he's not a politician. And that is the one thing that we admired about him, because he says it how it is. He's not a politician, but again, they got to him. He's part of the same club, and they have him by the balls because he's doing things that we don't agree with. But I just think people look past that, and I'm like, why do you think Epstein was a playboy? So was Trump. Epstein was rich because he had all these people behind him funding him, doing all this sick shit and providing for these sick individuals. So he was like big wig. He had an office in Harvard, which no one is upset about that either.
I know.
And then
Biden has it at the University of Penn, and then that with Harvard. So these Ivy League schools, I don't know.
No one's upset about that. But then you don't see that this little bitch Epstein got so upset and threw a tantrum because Trump outbid him on a property. So you're telling me these people aren't petty enough to like pin something on someone?
Well, not only that. So he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He wouldn't participate in his little games, his little girly girl games. That what you just said, he outbid him for. So yeah, of course he hate.
They're being bitches.
Because he was probably told by his handlers, you got to get him, and he's one you got to get, and he couldn't get him.
Yeah, so I don't, like I said, if he did shit, get him.
There's other stuff I'm already not happy with what he's doing, but that's not ever been one, is the Epstein stuff. Other than the fact, he can't, never mind.
And I think it's funny because everyone's like, oh, you know, people may look at us and go, oh, you support Trump. No. He was the best out of the two worst choices we had.
I'm a conservative, so I'll always lean that way, and that's
in my opinion.
That's who the candidate was. The candidate was Donald Trump, or the candidate that wants abortion, transitioning kids, open borders, censorship of First Amendment, and doesn't want to believe in God anymore, and is backed and founded by every rich person that had over $1 billion for a campaign, and didn't receive one primary vote, and was just thrust under the American people as a candidate. That's why I voted for him this specific election.
Right.
It was out of spite for the other party and their FUs to us. It wasn't about, that's what I get riled up for a second. I don't want to hear he's my boy. I don't want to hear I support. I don't give a shit about Donald Trump as a politician. I want him to come on as a wrecking ball and destroy the whole thing. Tear it all down and expose it all. He can't, so, okay, now we know that this can't happen. I don't give a shit about what he does. Because everything he's done, from immigration to ICE to tariffs to trade, is everything. Doge, every other fucking president has done that. And I'm tired of fucking people being pissed off at every movie he makes, but you didn't give a shit when it was a Democrat who did it. So shut up with your we're Trump supporters crap. We're not. We want to see the whole system collapse. And right now the Democratic Party is giving us nothing. They are giving me nothing to vote for. Because now they don't even want me to believe in God. They don't want God in anything. Democrats give me... Stop telling me how horrible he is and start telling me what you want to do to make our lives better. And then maybe I'll consider voting for you again, you stupid mother...
They're doing a very good job. Both parties are collapsing. But I was listening to another commentator who is a gay man, and he said that conservatives are really turning to God. They're rebuilding
because they're seeing it as a good versus evil fight.
Exactly. Yeah. So when we say we want the system to collapse, it is collapsing. We just want it to finally, can we just get, boom, done. We have to rebuild, the people come into power, whatever. But it's gonna be very difficult because, like I have always said, and I hate saying this because I don't want to talk about this stuff, but you guys, the more you bash Trump, the more you talk about it, the more he's a pedophile, 143 felons, and this, and that. Do you say that about the other politicians?
Never.
Do we say that about, what's that woman from Somalia that married her brother?
No,
Do we say that about... I don't know.
Barry and Big Mike?
Yeah. No. Barack Obama talking about pizzas, hot dogs.
$65,000 worth of pizza.
No one brings that up.
Podesta emails, Hillary Clinton, Frazzle drip, nothing.
George W. Bush is now a fucking celebrity. Everyone loves him when we all hated him, but now all of a sudden we have a change of heart.
And his ties to Saudi Arabia and everything he did for the Kuwait war and oil and poppy fields. And don't give a crap about that.
And then do you guys forget that when the funeral for who the fuck was it?
Carter.
All of them were chumming
it up.
And hey man, hey dude, and
the
the
club
only
was together.
The club was together, laughing. Obama and Trump were side by side, ha hey ho hey. And then who was the other one sticking out like a sore thumb? Kamala. Bitter.
Yeah. Sitting there with her arms crossed.
Yeah.
Because she knows she'll never be part of the club. Because senile Joe Biden picked the wrong damn woman to be his running mate because he thought he was being progressive.
Do you guys understand why we get so frustrated? Because if I see one more fucking person saying fuck Trump, all this stuff, you better be saying it about everyone. Because all.
The only thing I will say for that, anytime he says that, the only thing I will always understand, even though I don't understand the level of hate, because you're hating and loving people who don't hate you. But that just means when they say stuff about Trump, all I know it means is they don't like Republicans. That's it. It could be you could put any Republican in where he's at right now, because I will maintain my hot take will always be, if Donald, and this is my closing statement, if Donald Trump had run in 2015 for the primary, beat out Hillary Clinton as a Democrat.
Oh, yeah.
Ran on the ticket, won the presidency against whoever ran, and did the exact, word for word, policy for policy, bill by bill, executive order by executive order, press conference by press conference, the exact same thing that he did for the first 4 years, and then won again, and is doing the exact same thing now, speaking the same, name-calling, tweets. He would be beloved. The left would love him, cheer for him, root for him. He would have won 50 states in 2020 when he ran again for his 2 terms. He would be the most beloved president on the planet.
What do you mean? He is.
If he would have beat Hillary and run as a Democrat and towed the line.
Yeah.
But because he beat her and then tried to destroy and wrecking ball the system, the smear campaign started from the moment he won with the Russiagate and all that bullshit that didn't happen and all the stuff that the FBI and CIA did in spying on him and creating a whole false Russian narrative that the DOJ is currently trying to come out and charge all these people with, including Obama. But he has immunity because he's president, all this stuff. And nobody cares. Nobody latches on the auto pin shit that Joe Biden. Nobody cares.
No one talks about that anymore.
Hunter Biden stuff and the laptop that they said was Russian disinformation and then after the election said was legit.
Nobody cares.
So that's what I'm saying. You don't care. You're algorithmed and you're unhealthy and you need help. Because
you sure do.
It's okay to not like that your party's not in charge, but for to consume your every wake.
Yes.
You followed someone in her entire waking second.
I know. I'm getting tired of it.
And it sucks because we need the connection.
It's not even that.
But
I have to see this person.
But it's not worth it.
I'm gonna have to. Every event we go to, we're gonna see this person.
In 10 days, we'll probably see.
And I'm just like, in my head, I go. Will you be able to talk about anything else?
When I see this person, I want it because I could use the connections.
Yeah.
And she seems like a nice person. So does her husband. But I want to sit her down with some anti-anxiety pills and say, hey, do you want mine? Do you want these? Because the liberals... And
that's the thing. It's causing more anxiety and depression for you. You're still doing it?
Liberals can exist if a Republican's in office. Republicans get pissed off and whiny and throw fits. But they live their lives and they try to work to get the power back. Democrats just, my God, you guys just stop. That's why we keep saying you got about 4 years left. Live life.
Yeah.
Live.
Yeah.
Just live. He's in office. It's over. Deal with it. Yes, the midterms, the House will flip in 2026, and it'll be stopped.
Real quick, I don't know what you guys think about impeaching Trump. Go ahead and do what you want to do, but that doesn't mean a Democratic person
They don't get that. They don't
understand
it.
I had to explain it. I can't believe I almost went on Facebook to explain this again, because when Trump won and they wanted to impeach him, I said, guys, I'm going to bring participation in government and economics class from high school. If you impeach the president, who's next in line? And then if this happens with the VP, who's next in line? And I went line by line. It does not mean you're going to bring the opposite party into power. Okay.
Plus, you need 2/3 vote to impeach.
And if you couldn't impeach Bill Clinton, what makes you think you'll be able to impeach
And he was busted lying under oath about what he did.
He did nothing wrong, Brian.
Not only, and he did a Paula Jones payout was she showed the check on camera.
Look.
For the great, I can't say rape, so because he raped her, and then he paid her off.
Oh my God.
She showed the check, and nobody cared. Why? Because he's a good public speaker.
Yeah.
And Trump is dog shit at that.
So was Obama. Obama is a great speaker, and
he
just shoots out
lies. Before you say your thing, I will just say, stop saying we support. I don't support politicians. They're tools. We use them. You pick, and when you vote, it's usually one. Like there are people who voted for Trump just because they got tired of the economy. They said, let's give it, or they got tired of the border being open. They did. They were like, I don't care.
They made it really easy.
He's an asshole, but he's going to try to fix this. It doesn't mean you support. No one out there votes for a president that supports the entire agenda of what they stand for. You vote personally based on maybe one, maybe two things, or you vote against the party that you don't like.
I don't think people realize it. They made it real fucking easy as a gay woman to vote for Trump.
But your rights are gone.
I'm waiting for the 1 year mark when 2025 ends so I can do my video of I didn't get my hands made until outfit. I'm not at home cooking, cleaning, pushing babies out. And while my husband goes to work and I stay home and do all that stuff.
Yeah, because you two ripped apart. Yeah.
Yeah. My marriage license didn't get ripped in half. I'm not in a concentration camp like people were saying. I still have to work. I mean, I'm just waiting for the day, patiently. Everyone who says I'm impatient, you're lying because I am patient. Brian knows I am waiting. I am counting down the days. I even asked Echo Dot, how many days has Trump been in office so I can do this video?
I want this to happen too so we can finally repeal the 19th Amendment so you guys can't even vote.
I know. I am waiting for the, and this is the stuff we're talking about. Do you guys not realize the shit you guys say?
Crazy. Just because your side's not in power, it's so funny.
It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. They are not for the people. No one is for the people. No one.
Nobody.
No one. And you better be careful with these organizations that support hunger all over the world. Like that is crooked shit. All of it is crooked shit.
So I forgot to talk about Spotify. We'll have to do that next time.
We're going to do another mini episode or whatnot. But please, for the love of God, and recently people have been saying this, I'm getting a little pissed off. What were you saying?
No, I think, okay, go ahead.
I've been getting a little pissed off because they're stealing my catchphrase.
Yes, yeah.
A lot of people have been saying, for the love of God, please go outside, get some sun, and touch grass. Okay, bye!